episode of Bryno's Brews, the show where I drink and evaluate that wonderful nectar of the gods that is beer. This week on the program, we've got a very special beer once again from the Warped Wing Brewing Company in my hometown of Dayton, Ohio. This is one of their seasonal releases, and I'm hoping it's good because it cost me $15 for 2 of these 16-ounce cans. This is their Baltic Argonaut Baltic Porter, again from Warped Wing in Dayton. This beer weighs in at 11.5% alcohol by volume. It's Baltic Porter. It's a very heavy beer, very robust beer. I'm expecting good things from this. Before we get to sampling, though, let's go quickly over the scoring system used on this show.
Scoring for Bryno's Brews is based loosely on the scoring system used by the Beer Judge Certification Program. In our system, a beer can earn a maximum of 10 points. 1 point can be awarded for appearance, 2 points for aroma, 4 points for flavor, 1 point for mouthfeel, and 2 points can be awarded for a beer's overall impression. And finally, partial points can be awarded in any category.
So that's how scoring works. So let's open up this can of Baltic Argonaut, see how it measures up. Can here, so not a lot of carbonation escaped from this. I thought my quick research showed me that Baltic porters are supposed to be pretty highly carbonated, but that could change once I pour it into the glass here. So let's not waste any more time. We've got 1 point on the line for the appearance. So here we go. Let's get the pouring. Oh, goodness me. As you can see, as you may or may not be able to see, there's not a lot of head to speak on this one. And I can tell you right now, on the side of the can, I can feel a bit of a seam. Wouldn't be the first time I've been let down by a Warped Wing beer in this regard. But anyway, almost no head to speak of, very little. Color looks nice. No see-through ability at all, which is what you want. But again, the biggest knock on this is there's not much, if any, head to speak of, almost no carbonation at all. If that's a sign of things to come, I'm prepared to be somewhat disappointed with this beer. And look at this, the head is almost completely gone. So, for the appearance, out of 1 possible point, I gotta knock it because of the head that seems to be missing, and just give the whole score a 0.75 for the appearance. Up next is 2 points for the aroma. I won't waste time. I'll see what's left to smell here. Here we go. 2 points. Ooh. I can definitely smell the roastiness. That's for sure. I can definitely smell it. I'll also smell some good heavy malting, other maltiness as well. What you would expect from a porter. I can say very roasted. Got the hint of roasted malt and a hint of just regular malted barley. So it's what you would expect a porter to smell like. That's a very good thing. I was expecting there not to be much aroma because of the lack of head, but there's plenty of it. 2 possible points for aroma. I have to give this the full 2. All right, but here is where the rubber meets the road. This is where beers are made or broken. 4 points on the line for flavor. I'm going to try my best to avoid the apparent lack of carbonation here and give it a fair assessment. So let's not waste any more time. 4 points on the line for flavor. Here we go. Oh, wow. There's a little bit of something there at the beginning. Pretty sweet, but it's not mind-numbingly bludgeoning you over the head sweet. It's got that malty sweetness to it, balanced out by just a little bit of roastiness as well. The roastiness doesn't overcome it where it becomes a stout almost. There's just enough of it there to let you know that it's there. No hoppiness to speak of, which is expected as well. First impressions are this could be a kind of beer that I would drink over and over and over again. I'd probably like it a whole lot more if it was properly carbonated, but it's still very, very, very nice. There's not much more I can say about this porter here, in that it tastes like very, very much like a porter with just a tiny, tiny hint of roastiness here. But again, that gives it a pleasant taste, a very pleasant twist to it. I'm still not quite sure if it's 4 worthy though. The more I think about it though, the more maybe it's just it's the style of the beer, but I'm just thinking that the roastiness maybe it takes away from it a little bit. Either that or I'm overthinking this. The more I drink it though, the more I like it. It doesn't blow me out of the water, but I'm hard pressed not to give it a very, very, very high score. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It is what it's supposed to be. A good porter. A good Baltic Porter, I should say. I think if it had maybe a little something extra to it, a little something, a certain je ne sais quoi about it, if it had something like that, I might be convinced enough to give it a 4, but I'm only talking about like inches here. I'm just only talking about like tiny, teeny, tiny differences. So, for the flavor, like I said, I don't feel like there's enough good things about it to give it a 4, but I feel very, very confident giving it a 3.75. Up next is 1 point on the line for mouthfeel. Don't have high hopes for this one, but let's see if the body can save it. Here we go. Body's fantastic. Carbonation, obviously, not so much. It just might be the canning process, I don't know. Maybe Warped Wing just hasn't quite figured it out yet, at least for these limited run editions of beer that they got. I don't know what it is. They just haven't gotten it down point yet. Because if they did, their stuff would be kick awesome. But as is, nope. So out of 1 point for the mouthfeel, the body's great. Carbonation is not. Split the difference and go half a point. And finally, 2 points for the beer's overall impression. I think if this beer was properly carbonated, this beer would be a home run. I think it would be a perfect 10. Unfortunately, it's just missing that bit of carbonation that just complements everything else. I want to fall in love with this beer. The carbonation is just the one thing that's just screwing it up. The question now is it worth the $15 that you would get for a 2-pack? Yes, a 2-pack, not a 4-pack, a 2-pack of this. In my opinion, if they got the carbonation down right on this, it would be worth the $15. As of now, unless you really, really like porters, I would have to say no. Score-wise, I'm torn between 1.5 and 1 3/4 for this one. I will be somewhat generous and slightly split the difference. Out of 2 possible points, I'm going to give this beer for overall impression 1.65. Okay, I have done the math. And out of a possible 10 points available on Bryno's Brews, Baltic Argonaut from the Warped Wing Brewery gets 8.65. In order for this beer to be one of my champion beers, if you will, I would say it has to get a 9 or higher. And easily the botched carbonation of this beer and the canning process, maybe overall by Warped Wing, prevented this from becoming a champion. But they're still getting used to the canning process, so I figure if they get it down, they'll make it. Just not right now. But still, if you're a big fan of porters, Baltic porters, or any kind of sweet beer at all, and you're willing to part ways with $15, go ahead and give it a try. Or if you see it in a bar somewhere or on tap somewhere, go for it. Well, that will do it for another episode of Bryno's Brews here on Bryno's World. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you think I screwed up this review somehow, or if you got an idea for another beer I should try in the show, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like and share this video, and of course, subscribe to Bryno's World. Once again, thank you very, very much for watching, and have yourself a good day.